But let's have a look at the crater. Now, a lot of attention has been paid to this piece of metal, but what's really interesting is what's beside it. Now, we've got more views of this, and this was something that was recovered from the crater. It was photographed, and it looks like a filling cap that you use to fill a munition. This led Human Rights Watch to publish a report where they said it was very similar to a CAB 250 chemical bomb used by the Soviet Union. So what we wanted to do is check if this is correct. So fortunately, they took some measurements of the cap, and including them in photographs. We then used 3D modeling in those measurements to recreate the cap itself. We created a 3D model of the bomb using the same measurements, and we were able to put those side by side and show that the cap from Khan-Shaykhun was slightly larger. We did all this fancy modeling, and then someone just went to the museum and measured it with some measuring tape to show it was shorter. But that was another way to check this. Now, what's really interesting from the March 30th attack is there's a lot of debris from that attack, including this piece. It was recovered, and photographs were put in the OPCW report on this attack. And they measured it. It's exactly the same measurement as the other caps. The features are pretty much identical. We've got two holes. We've got the lip. The position's the same. The other side is absolutely identical. So we even see the same dark green paint on it. What's really interesting about the March 30th attack is we not only have a cap that matches the April 4th cap, but we also have this, a second cap. And you can see on the right-hand side, you can see dark green paint. This is really significant because, according to the OPCW, the filler cap with two closure plugs is uniquely consistent with a Syrian chemical aerial bomb. So how did that get into some craters at the site of a sarin attack? Well, they also provided an assessment of the filler cap and chemical analysis showing sarin and a reaction product with sarin with hexamine that can only be formed under very high heat. So remember that, very high heat. We also have the report with the various samples provided. We can see sarin and hexamine again. But how do we know which Syrian aircraft bomb this is from, if it is from a bomb? Well, thanks to the Russian Ministry of Defense. They gave this press conference after the OPCW report on Khan-Shaykhun was released, and they included this very interesting diagram, because this is the first ever time a diagram with Syrian chemical bombs had ever been published. So I'll have to go through this very quickly. So